Get ready for your weekly dose of pixie dust with Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And today, well, we had a big Disney movie come out last weekend, Maleficent. But of course, before we go there, we got a few things we want to share. And Patrick, quickly, last week we left a little bit of a cliffhanger with you and your cell phone. So tell us the quick version of the conclusion of this story in case folks are just, worrying for you.
Okay, super quick version. I eventually got it back after a super long journey, a 4-hour journey.
By the way, if people forget, it got kicked out of his hand at the Disney 24-hour day, ended up underneath the monorail, essentially, correct?
Yeah, and
okay, cool.
A week later, for some reason, they finally have it, but I went through a 4-hour journey between Lost and Found and monorail cast members and MK guest services back to Lost and Found, and it was kind of ridiculous, but
it was more than a week, wasn't it? It was like 10 days.
Yeah, it was a week and like a couple days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anywho, so that's the conclusion, just in case you were worried for Patrick at home. No need to worry, he's fine. His phone is fine.
Don't lose anything at the parks.
Yeah.
It's a pain to get back.
And don't lose any sleep over Patrick's phone, because it's back. Okay, moving on from there. We got some exciting marathon news here at Disneyland. Exciting and kind of annoying at the same time. There are two new marathons. A Star Wars marathon coming in January of 2015 and an Avengers superhero half marathon in November 14th through 16th. What's with the marathons? Can I just go there?
This is what I'm thinking. A lot of people over on this coast are like, but we want the Star Wars, blah, 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 just because we have so many Star Wars things going on here.
I think that's why we're getting it.
With Star Wars weekends. But I think there is such a need for more races over in California that they wanted to do more over there.
But here's I know we have the Tinkerbell race, and why are these so popular? I really don't know. I know.
Clue. I mean, they're fun. They have characters on the route. It's a good motivation for people to start running. I'm actually probably gonna sign up for the Star Wars race.
I thought it sold out already.
No, the one that sold out is the Rebel Challenge, which includes all 3 races throughout the weekend.
Okay.
However, regular single day race registration doesn't open until June 10th.
And you have to. What are you going to do, the 5K or the 10K?
A half marathon. It's 13.5 miles.
Oh my god, you're going to run that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Can I, get on skates and you can drag me?
No.
Can you really run for 13 miles?
No, of course not. No one really runs. I mean, I think the point of it is just, of course people do run it, but I'm going for just the experience. I mean, throughout this whole 13.5 miles, there's little characters on the sides and, fun things to do.
I know, but let me ask you this. If you walk at a brisk pace, are we going to get, kicked out of the race?
Oh, brisk walk? I mean, you probably have to run at some point. I don't think they'll ever kick you out unless you're taking a day.
They actually do. If you get to a point, because there are vans that follow the race. And if it takes a certain amount of time, if the van catches up to you, essentially, you're out and you don't get the medal.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, so don't, if you do this, you gotta, do it. We'll have to have a long discussion about this.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea you were thinking of it. We'll have to talk. Oh, crazy. So yeah, the Star Wars one is gonna have a half marathon, a 10K, a 5K, and an expo, it says, which I don't really know what that means.
Well, the expo is usually before the race, just to get all your pre-registration done. But they're also having the day before the weekend on a Thursday. They're having a Wookiee welcome party at Disneyland at night, where there's Star Wars characters and celebrate the start of the races.
We're gonna have to discuss this, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. And then of course I mentioned the Avengers superhero half marathon, which is gonna be half marathon, a 5K, and kids races apparently. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I'd have to mention these Run Disney events are not cheap either. To do the all 3 races, to pay to run is about $300 so.
Oh man!
And then I know the half marathon is about $190.
Oh, dude, spend the money on an annual pass first.
So, they're not cheap, but
they're not cheap.
They seem fun.
I don't know. It sounds a little miserable. Anywho, moving on from there, what's going on at the World?
We just got an announcement. Last year during Limited Time Magic, we had an event on Friday the 13th called Unleash the Villains. It was way successful in the fact that Hollywood Studios hit capacity, and it was successful but kind of miserable for everyone there because...
If I had to guess, I would guess that Hollywood Studios probably has the lowest number to hit capacity, right? Yeah,
I would assume so too. However, it did so well that it is now coming back as a hard-ticketed event August 23rd, where you can... It seems like an almost adult version of Mickey's Not So Scary. They're going to have about 50 villains out. There's supposed to be an Oogie Boogie stage show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, a Hades, underworld DJ dance party. It seems a lot of fun, but again, we're getting into more hard ticket events over at Walt Disney World.
It's turning into a year-round thing now.
Yeah, we have the Epcot Wind Down. Harambe Nights actually starts this weekend.
And then, of course, there's the Halloween thing and the Christmas thing. So pretty soon, it sounds like quite literally year-round, there will be some additional pay ticket event going on at Walt Disney World, which, I don't know, kind of stinks for the annual pass holders. But that sounds kind of cool.
You get a discount, if they're $5.
Those aren't cheap either, though. Those hard ticket events, they're usually over $100.
I think this one is at $67.
That's actually the lowest I've heard. Well, actually, Mickey's Halloween party maybe not that much, but Harambe Nights is quite.
Oh, Harambe Nights is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
But that includes food and drink and whatever.
Whatevs. Speaking of Harambe Nights, you said it's opening very soon, right?
Yes.
And Festival of the Lion King has returned to Walt Disney World, so that's exciting. So that's some stuff going on there. Something I want to mention, it's not specifically Disney related, but it's kind of Disney related, is, I don't know if you've heard, so Cirque du Soleil, the theatrical company, is doing an Avatar show with James Cameron. And the reason that I mention this is, number one, obviously Avatar's going to Disney's Animal Kingdom, but also, if folks out there listening don't know, Cirque du Soleil has had a show at Walt Disney World's Downtown Disney for, I'd say, over a decade now. I remember seeing it.
It was 15 years last year.
Okay, yeah, so it's in its 16th year. I saw it a long time ago. It's called La Nuba. And I just find it interesting that there's going to be an Avatar show. I think it's going to be a touring show. What do you think the chances of it coming and living at Walt Disney World are after it finishes its tour?
I'd say that'd be a good idea. Obviously.
I mean, just because of, not that I am encouraging these other properties to come and take over. We all know how much I hate that, but I mean, it just makes sense with the whole Animal Kingdom thing.
Especially around the time when Avatar is supposed to be opening. That's kind of around the time that the tour will probably be ending.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm curious. That'd be interesting to see. And how do you have any idea how ticket sales are for La Nuba? It's an impressive run, 16 years.
Yeah, I really don't track that, but it's still running. So apparently they're doing good.
They had Cirque du Soleil had a Hollywood show called Iris, and it was running at the time it was the Kodak Theater, and it had a 10-year contract, and it closed I think in less than 2 years, which is so it's a very impressive run for Cirque at Walt Disney World. So, anywho, shall we move on to Maleficent?
One more.
Okay, one more. Let's hear it.
I don't know if you may have heard about this, but before we go into Maleficent. And we all know live action Cinderella's coming out.
Oh,
they just released another Disney classic that is coming to live action, which is Beauty and the Beast.
How do we feel about this?
I don't know how I feel about all the
don't
Disney
say anything about Maleficent yet. Just
no. But I'm just all the Disney live action are very, I don't know. It's hard to go away from the classic.
Yeah,
but I guess we have to wait.
Well, it was funny because I think I read about it on Broadway.com or one of the theater sites, and immediately, because it was coming from there, I thought they were saying they were going to make a live version of the Broadway musical, which kind of piqued my interest because, oh my god, it's a spectacular musical. But then I was like, oh no, this is just going to be like another Cinderella, or, Cinderella comes out soon. Early next year, I think. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to see some shots from set and stuff, I guess, to make my decision. Yeah, could be some intense, awesome makeup for sure. So
we're definitely getting into that generation where I guess they're trying to make almost every Disney animation film a live action film.
Yeah, it's interesting. So that's
Frozen live action.
What was that?
Frozen.
I was actually just thinking that. I was like, that'll probably be like the next one, live action Frozen. But anyway, that's a nice segue into Maleficent. Now, obviously, we've spoken quite a bit about Maleficent on this show. We were looking forward to it this year. But we admittedly had reserved feelings about it before it premiered. Now, I'm just going to take a guess based on what I know from you really wanted it to be a very dark story. And the reality is that this movie made you feel sympathetic toward Maleficent. I'm going to guess that you hated the movie. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a feeling you were going to feel that way. How do you think I liked it?
I have a feeling you... Did you like it?
I liked it a lot more than I expected to. A lot more than I expected to. Yeah, I did. Actually, from the first moment of the film, we all know the iconic Cinderella Castle logo of Walt Disney Pictures, or Disney Pictures these days. And I thought it was cool how they used the castle from the movie and made that the logo. So there are just some really beautiful visuals throughout the film, I felt. There's also this, do you remember the shot of Maleficent on the horse and the castle, and it was this beautiful silhouette shot where the horse went up on two legs right when Aurora pricked her finger on... Oh my lord, I looked at that shot and was like, oh my god, that should be a poster print right there. It was beautiful. By the way, if you haven't seen Maleficent yet, I'd probably shut us off and listen to this later, because I'm sure it's going to have some spoilers in here.
Oh yeah.
But, so talk to me, what specifically did you hate? Was it just the fact that, you had to have known going in this was going to be like Wicked, where we're going to be sympathetic toward her.
Well, it's all started back when we saw previews at D23, and of course, all the way up until about the second trailer, it seemed like it was going to be a darker version until the PG rating came out, and then they put out a almost kid-focused, targeted trailer, the second trailer that came out.
Do you think that was a decision that was made late in the process, or do you think...
No, I think they were hiding it for a while.
Okay.
However, there was pros and cons to the whole movie. I didn't absolutely hate it, but I didn't absolutely like it either.
Yeah, I was, the way I judge movies is would I go out and buy the Blu-ray after? And probably not for this one, but I went in with pretty low expectations, so that's probably part of the reason why I enjoyed it so much, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. Do you remember the one thing that I was worried about with the film?
No.
Was the CG talking trees and
yeah.
the whole fantasy world part, and they kept showing in the trailer that battle between the trees and the not the Vikings, but the whatever, the soldiers and such. And that was bothered. I was afraid that was going to be half of the movie. I was really pleasantly surprised that there were much more moments the scene they kept showing of her putting the spell on Aurora, much more dramatic scenes than there were those overly done CG battle type things. So for that reason, I was really happy because I was not expecting that. It also ran at an hour and 37 minutes, which sounds short, but was kind of perfect, I gotta say. Because I didn't find myself getting bored, but at the same time, I wasn't waiting for it to end. So it was great, as far as that's concerned. What did you like about it?
Well, I have some pros about it. Like you said before, the visual effects I thought were amazing. I saw it in IMAX 3D.
I did not. I actually just saw it in a normal theater on a Sunday morning, I gotta say, and it was packed, which shocked me. It shocked me how packed it was. It did really, really well. Let me ask you this, though. You mentioned the visual effects. So that little world, the forest that she lives in with all those creatures and everything, did it remind you of anything? Specifically a theme park attraction? Because immediately something popped into my head when I started seeing those creatures.
A theme park attraction.
Yeah. It reminded me quite a bit
Maelstrom?
of... What was that?
Maelstrom?
No. Oh, that's a good one. No, it's actually not a Disney park. It reminded me of E.T.'s Green Planet in the E.T. adventure.
Okay.
Some of those little creatures were... Do you not agree?
No, I can see that.
I was totally like, this is reminding me so much of the E.T. adventure creatures. And it kind of weirded me out in that respect.
Huh.
Yeah.
I had people talking about, well, I think people were saying they should just now scrap Avatar and put the Moors.
I was just actually that's on my list of stuff to talk about. It's funny you should say that because as I was watching it, I was like, okay, we've had this discussion. I am a much bigger fan of them taking their own properties and creating theme park attractions out of it. And as I was watching it, I was like, you know what? Avatar is not necessary. This could be Avatar Land for so many reasons. Number one, visually, I think it's kind of similar. The whole luminescent forest thing was very much present, I thought, in Maleficent. But even more so, it makes sense just as much as Avatar does to be in the animal kingdom because this was all about, I mean, Maleficent was kind of like Mother Nature type of stuff and, letting creatures be free and whatever. So like it fits into the whole story of Animal Kingdom. So that's funny. I was wondering if anybody else thought that. What do you think of that? Because it's literally one of the first things.
No. I agreed. I was like, yeah, that it could be a thing, and people are talking about it. So
I wonder. I feel like they can't put it there now because it would be too similar to Avatar. But God, I wish that they had done this before making the deal with Avatar. That's too bad. Oh, it's funny. I did not realize other people were talking about that. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only crazy one.
Yeah. So, another pro, of course, was Angelina Jolie. She was
perfectly cast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Although I feel, of course, that she deserved a better movie, but she was great.
I wonder what she honestly feels of it. I don't know. I didn't hate it that much. I didn't hate it at all. Huh.
Okay. Well, no, one thing I really, really, really did like, of course, that we saw in the exclusive sneak peek, but I thought the best scene in the movie was definitely the curse scene.
Absolutely. But I have a question about that scene that maybe you can answer. Why were the fairies at that coronation?
I think they established that they were trying to build a relationship between the two. Like they were trying to be that median that Maleficent was.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was very strange because at the beginning of the film, it was very much like the people from Maleficent's forest, which the fairies were part of, and then like the kingdom. And these were two very separate units. And then all of a sudden, I felt like maybe I just wasn't paying close enough attention, but I felt like it cut to the coronation and like, oh, here are these three fairies giving gifts to this baby.
Yeah, I think there was a quick quote where they were just like, King Stefan was like, why is he here? And then the queen was like, they've come to bring gifts for peace or something.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I felt like that could have used a little bit more explaining. But yeah, yes, that scene is definitely the best scene in the movie. Of course, we've seen it a bunch of times. If you're at the parks, it's the scene that they're showing, the sneak peeks that they're showing at Hollywood Studios and California Adventure, so... That is definitely a great scene. But let's say, what's up with Catwoman at the end of the movie?
These are my cons. Let me go through some of my cons. Of course, one of them, everyone's saying, oh, this is not Sleeping Beauty, this is a retelling, this is not even close to it. Well, that's one of my cons. I thought it was so far out that it made me feel sad.
Okay, I agree with you to a point. I was feeling that way. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and we won't get into it all just in case you haven't seen the movie. But there's a lot of stuff that contradicts the original story. And you know me in continuity and contradiction. I don't like it. But there's a quote that the narrator says at the end of the film that, to me, fixes all of that. And the writer brilliantly wrote the narrator saying, so you see, the story was not quite as you were told. And to me, I don't know why, but like when that was said, I was like, okay, I accept that. Like, how many times in real life are we told stories and then you go back and you find out later, okay, that was an exaggerated version, or, you know, that's not exactly as it was told. And I was like, okay, I buy it at this point. So that I accepted that at that point, but you don't accept it.
No.
Okay.
No. Another one was, I know Prince Philip had to be there, but he was just a waste of a character.
Yeah. Yeah, but I liked the twist with him.
I hated the twist.
I thought it was interesting.
Hated it.
I thought it was interesting.
Although as soon as it happened, I legit coughed Frozen in my theater.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I thought
I was literally waiting for Olaf to pop up and say, "Oh, an act of true love melts a frozen heart."
I mean, I definitely thought it was that's how it was going to turn out earlier in the film.
Oh, it was highly predictable.
Yeah, it was predictable that was the end. But I don't know, I liked it. It worked for me. I mean, it wasn't the same story. I thought the whole dragon twist was kind of interesting, although I saw that coming as well. I was like, oh, okay, that's how that's gonna. But I don't know. What else? Go through your list of hates.
Oh, the dragon too. It was there, but I don't think it had enough screen time.
Okay.
I mean, that's a huge factor for Sleeping Beauty for me, is the dragon.
I agree. If it were but for me, I didn't like the look of the dragon. I'm just so addicted to like the phantasmic Sleeping Beauty dragon that like if it didn't look anything like that, I'm not sold.
So the final thing I didn't like about the movie was her final costume. Like throughout the whole movie, she's in these whole witch robe gowns that Maleficent should be in, and then she comes out in this last fight in a full leather biker woman, Catwoman outfit.
Very Catwoman. Yeah.
Why?
Well, the thing that got me is like, I don't remember seeing her like unrobe herself, so I feel like it was like, okay, full cape and everything, and the next shot, Catwoman, and I was like, where'd this come from? And it did weird me out. It's funny because there's several moments, and that was one of them that I was like, God, this reminds me of Catwoman. And I thought it was just me thinking this, but apparently a lot of people are thinking. I'm like, okay, that's a problem if everybody who sees this movie is like, and it turned into Catwoman feature. And I don't know, maybe I'm making this up in my mind, but I even feel like she had like Catwoman-esque poses when she was in the battle.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Like, throughout the whole movie, it was like, okay, that was one thing they got was like Maleficent's like regal costumes and look, and then she's just stepped off a Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Yeah, it was weird. So here's the deal. When we go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I'm going as Catwoman Maleficent.
Done.
And you can go as like normal Maleficent. Done and done. Yeah, that was a bit disturbing. I would agree.
Those were my faults for the movie.
Did you enjoy it at all?
Yeah, I mean, I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Oh, that's actually a higher rating than I thought you'd give it. I'd give it like a 7.5. So we're not far off.
No, I just had some tics that I didn't like.
Cool. Wow. That's Maleficent for you, folks. Go see it. I mean, it's doing really, really well at the box office. Did you feel like it was worth seeing in IMAX 3D? Because I kind of just made the decision. I'm like, I don't know if it's really... I was considering the El Capitan. I was considering 3D. I was considering IMAX 3D. First of all, I had to fight for IMAX screens with... what's the big one right now?
Edge of Tomorrow?
No. Last week it had X-Men.
Godzilla.
Oh, we had X-Men in some of the IMAX. Or maybe, oh no, I was thinking of the AMC Prime. That was, like, I was surprised Maleficent wasn't playing in there, but we had X-Men. So yeah, I don't know, did you feel like it was worth the extra money for IMAX 3D?
I mean, the 3D was good, and it's in the sense of, like, depth and stuff, but I don't think it's needed.
I still would have liked to have seen the movie in the It's Tough to Be a Bug theater for the entire movie with all of the effects. That would have been cool. Let's do that. So, maybe they'll do that for a 24-hour day, because I don't know if I mentioned to you, they showed Frozen sing-along here all night long, and then Marvel films as well. But anywho, shall we move on to trivia?
Yes.
Cool. Why don't you hit me first?
Okay. Well, do you know
If we have the same trivia question, I'm gonna die. That would be so many times. Is it about
Maleficent?
It is about Maleficent.
Well, mine's kind of about Maleficent.
Okay.
So the screenplay writer for Maleficent, Linda Wolverton, she's written 3 other screenplays for Disney.
For Disney? Ooh.
One of them live action, and 2 of them animated classics.
Okay, these are going to be all guesses. I'm going to say Enchanted live action?
Nope.
Oof. Wasn't any of the pirates.
Think more closely related to Maleficent.
Cinderella? The new Cinderella?
Oh, no. Okay, so one of the big things I forgot to talk about was there's a lot of undertone of feminism in Maleficent, like crazy undertone. And it was the same in this movie as well.
Oof. Feminism live action. Oh, was it one of the Princess Diaries or? No, I have no idea. What's the live action one?
It was Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, I didn't even see that, to be honest.
Oh.
I know. I got to a point. I love Tim Burton. Don't get me wrong. I love Tim Burton. But when that came out, I was like, I'm kind of over this. It's all the same. And so I never saw it.
So she wrote the screenplay for that.
Okay, and then some classic. Did she do Beauty and the Beast?
She did do Beauty and the Beast.
And was the other animated one before or after Beauty and the Beast?
After.
After Beauty and the Beast. Wasn't Hercules. Was it Hunchback?
I hope I'm right when I'm saying after.
Oh, okay. Well, if it was Mermaid, it was before. It wasn't Mermaid. I don't know. What was it?
Like, really, like, this is...
Aladdin?
No.
Lion King?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So, she wrote the screenplay for Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and Alice in Wonderland.
You're right in saying that Lion King was after Beauty and the Beast. So. Interesting.
But she also helped... She didn't write the screenplay for Mulan, but she assisted.
She did some nice work there. Some nice work. Well, it's funny when you say... They're working on the Alice in Wonderland sequel, so you have to... Oh, God.
Through the Looking Glass is coming out 2016.
Is it going to be Tim Burton?
I haven't looked, probably.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to see the first one, and then go see the second one. It's funny, though, when you said her name, for some reason, I could picture her name on screen with, Beauty and the Beast type of artwork around it. That one visually stands out to me. Anywho, my question is also Maleficent related. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
It's kind of a multi-parter, so we'll see how much you can get. Okay. Name of the fairies in the original classic Sleeping Beauty.
Flora, Fauna, Merryweather.
Yes. Do you know which colors are associated with each of those fairies?
Oh, God. Merryweather, blue?
Yes.
Flora, pink, Fauna, green.
Sure, they say red, but yeah, pink, red, I'll take it. Very good. Now, do you know, what was that?
That was my sweat.
Oh, you were dripping the sweat off your forehead, I see. Well, this is tough, and I wouldn't be able to do this.
Is it the fairies in the movie?
Yeah, the fairies in the new one, and what are their colors?
All I remember was Thistlewit, and she was the green one.
Very good. Thistletwit is the green one.
Hold on. Give me a letter.
Give you a letter? F.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flittle. Do you remember which color Flittle was?
She was probably the blue one.
You're right. She was blue. Flittle was blue. And the other one is Knotgrass.
Yes.
And she was red.
All I kept thinking of course, you probably haven't seen a bunch of Harry Potter, but she played Dolores Umbridge the whole time.
Oh, okay. I can visualize that now that you mention it. I still don't understand why the names were changed. I actually researched this because I thought to myself, maybe those names are associated with the original classic fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty, but that's not the case at all. In fact, there were no fairies in the original folklore of Sleeping Beauty, so it's a movie creation of the fairies, and why they changed the names, I don't know. I really don't know, and it actually kind of bothers me. I think it should have been Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. But, anywho, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Oh, folks, if you're listening to this episode on the first day it will be airing, which would be Sunday, June 8th, don't forget, the Tony Awards are on tonight. Watch Aladdin win some Tonys, 5 nominations, and they should be performing as well, so check it out.
Exciting stuff.
Oh boy. And, so yeah, that's going to do it for us this week on Disney Coast to Coast. Folks, thanks for listening. Patrick, I will see you later.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.